Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Just because I can, and this time I'll be playing a game called Experience 112. It's going to be a blind playthrough. I know next to nothing about this game. In fact, I've received it as a gift. I've received a physical copy of this game as a gift a number of years ago, but I've never really played it or paid it that much mind, because at the time I wasn't at all interested in adventure games, and this is an adventure game. But what's this game's sort of gimmick, and the only thing I really know about it, is that you don't really control the main character directly. Instead, you're positioned in some kind of a security/surveillance center, so you control cameras and computers on a research ship, and the main character is a woman who is, I think, a scientist aboard the ship, and you sort of guide her using the various surveillance systems. So for example, you light a light for her to follow, and she goes to check it out, and if she finds something, she shows it to the camera so that you can, for example, put a password into a computer if she finds it or something. It has a potential of being really frustrating depending on how they deal with it, but it also has a potential of being interesting, I guess, just on the basis of being unique alone. And as I said, at the time I didn't play this game because I wasn't interested in adventure games, but as of late I've given them more than a few chances, and by doing so discovered a few titles that I actually rather enjoyed, so I might as well try this, especially seeing how after creating the YouTube channel I've decided it's one of my ambitions to finish every game I own, so it's just one of them. I guess we'll see whether it's worth anything or not. Let's begin. Chemical Ecology Laboratory. As you can see, even the requesting connection to ecology done. Even the loading screen is treated as a sort of part of the environment of the game. Security framework activated. I can't really do anything at the moment. At least I don't think so. But as you can see, it's imitating the view of the camera. I'm staring at her through, and you have potentially other windows opened later on. That's why it isn't filling the whole screen. It says camera 1.
Lea, if you're reading this letter, it means you've survived. A terrible event. Everything destroyed. My head hurts. I can't remember anything. The camera is on. That means the security system. Someone is there, behind. Who's looking at me?
I don't want to talk too much yet, because I don't want to overshadow her, or any exposition we might get.
What was that noise?
To be honest, she didn't seem to help much. Quite to the contrary.
Who's there? John! John, is that you? Well, what happened here? Everything is broken. This mist, and these plants everywhere. Who are you? The camera didn't follow me when I moved from room to room. I don't think you know how to use them. Can I trust you?
Well, can you? I'm not even sure who I am, myself.
I need you anyway. Listen, you're in the surveillance booth. You have to enter a code to enable the system. The code is Eden. E-D-E-H-N. Enter it.
Eden, like almost like the Garden of Eden. I suppose the spelling is a little bit different, although maybe that's how you spell Eden in English, I'm not sure. It would be a little bit, the biblical Eden wouldn't have the second H.
Did you get the code? Eden. I'll spell it. E-D-E-H-N.
But obviously it seems somehow significant, especially combined with all of the vegetation aboard, which even the...
Dream on, girlfriend. There's no one there. The gadget must be out of order.
Which even the woman herself noticed is weird, because obviously for it to grow naturally, the ship...
I'll have to manage by myself.
The ship would have to be stranded for years, and she wouldn't survive, even if we suspended our disbelief a little bit and assumed she was fed intravenously during all this time. Her muscles would have atrophied if
I can't take it anymore.
If she spent so much time in a coma. Okay, I can already see it being kind of annoying if she keeps nagging me to do a certain thing until I do it, because it makes it a little bit complicated to actually comment on various things. But maybe it's only like this in those beginning stages on account of it being sort of like a tutorial. Does she shut up or... yeah, because as I said, it seems unnatural, the level of the vegetation aboard the ship. So, the Eden, the Garden of Eden, it might be somehow linked to whatever they were doing on this ship. And I guess that's what the game is about, trying to decipher it. But also, I would like to briefly comment on the letter she was reading. It was awfully cryptic, and I find it weird, because if someone took the time to write to her at all, you would think they would be as concise but also as concrete as they could. Like, it didn't really tell me anything, although I guess she could have read most of it silently, in her thoughts, because obviously at the time she didn't even know I was looking at her. And even then, she is not sure if she can trust me, but, well, better not keep her waiting anymore. There's not much to comment on. Not yet.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm not the only one on this darn ship. Aha! A diode is lit. Green. That means the program is initializing. Good. I don't have time to overview the security system, but if you want to help me, you'll need to learn how to use the camera's basic functions. Follow my instructions and everything will be okay. What do you see on the screen? Is the camera tab active? Click on it, please. It will reset everything to 0. Very good. Perfect. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. The system doesn't appear to be very stable. Okay. Only the rotation upgrade is installed correctly. Better than nothing. You can install the cameras of your choice. They'll become mobile and will pivot in all directions. Let's try it immediately.
How do I switch tabs?
Click on the rotation button to upgrade all the cameras. Or, if you prefer, slide the icon onto the camera window with the mouse. I'm waiting. You just have to click on the rotation button to upgrade the cameras.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, how do I quickly navigate between tabs? Do I have to... Oh, I accidentally actually alt-tabbed, quit out of the game by...
Handling the cameras is a little delicate, but you'll see. They will be extremely useful.
By sheer force of habit. Do I have to close them each time? It's kind of annoying.
To control the... Yes, it's working. The camera moved. So there is someone there. But who are you? Are you the base personnel? Nod yes with the camera if you are.
Well, the thing is, I myself don't know that. But I would assume no.
No?
Because...
You're not base personnel?
Because if I was, then I wouldn't need training.
Who are you then? Military? You're with the army, right? Listen, we can't stay in this room. I have to know what happened. But I need you to help in guiding me. You'll help me. Look, the system saves all the base area maps. Click on the Maps tab in the left-hand column. Okay, that's the map for the area in which I am. The buttons under the map let you display the cameras and doors. You can use these now. Come on, let's get out of here.
So this is the other camera in the same room. It gives me a slightly different angle. Everything is overgrown. She also has this weird crystal.
Man, sinister in here. Looks like a war zone.
Well, that's not what I would have said, but...
You enable the cameras? Perfect. They're upgraded too? Excellent. Every area is isolated from the base and has their own circuits. It's a security measure.
She has this weird...
Same thing here. The camera needs to be enabled. Can't see anything.
She has this weird glowing crystal, which surely has to be relevant, right? It's far too...
That's weird. Someone cut off the main power switch.
It's far too conspicuous to be, of no value whatsoever. Okay, that's a weird placement for the camera. It's almost like it's in a ventilation shaft or something. I can pretty much not see anything. But I guess these are...
Still nothing? Must be the moisture. The network didn't survive it. Try to enable the light function anyway.
Yeah, because perhaps the switch doesn't work, but I can...
Wait, it works. How come the switch didn't? Someone must have hacked the network. Why? This light. I have an idea. If you want me to target a particular room, light it up and I'll go to it. All right. Nothing interesting here.
Okay, so let's have her check the deeper part of this room. Come on, go here. Because I can't really see if there's anything worthwhile here from my perspective, but obviously she is better suited to exploring all of it. But I guess she doesn't notice anything of value anyway, so let's have her go back into the corridor. yeah, I can already see this being potentially... Whoa, that's a rather pervy angle. I can already see this being potentially pretty annoying down the line, especially with how slowly she walks. But I have to admit...
At the end of the hall is the door to the laboratories. We must open it.
Well, let's first check this. I have to admit, it's also pretty creative. And I applaud that creativity.
John isn't here. I wonder what happened to him. You should look around. There might be some interesting things.
Well, there are, like, pin-ups of naked women. I'm not sure if she would find it interesting. There's also another camera.
Hey! What are you doing? I get it.
Wait,
Another one of John's gadgets.
What's that? What's that? It's like a desk lamp? I activated some kind of a computer. Maybe she'll check it out now.
Alright. It's a night vision add-on for the camera. Let's install it on the system.
Okay.
I can't tell if it's working yet. John wasn't really careful with his things.
Well, let's activate
Excellent.
that as well.
This will be very useful.
Obviously...
Since we're on the computer, listen, I don't know you very well yet, but so far, I have no complaints. You seem trustworthy. I feel like our fate on the ship is tided. In a way, we're a team. If we want to get anywhere, we'll need to set some goals and write them somewhere. Here, I'll create a new tab in the main menu. The first objective could be mastering the security system, the cameras and all that. What do you think? And the second? The second is a little special. I can't tell you everything about the base and the research that happens here. It's too early. Know this. I am really tired. My life might be in danger. Only one thing could fix me up. It's a chemical substance. Hydroxide oxydrin. I desperately have to inhale some. So this is the second objective. Find some hydroxide oxydrin and administer it to me, okay? Oh, I forgot. I enable the emergency feature. That's the main menu button I named Help. If you click on it, I'll know you need help, and I'll try to respond to you.
Okay, that's courteous of you in case I ever get stuck, but what I'm wondering now is if there's a way to maximize a camera tab, because to be honest, I'm not feeling like switching through many of those, you know, simultaneously anyway. I would much rather go one by one, especially because I'm clicking the numbers on the keyboard and they don't seem to correspond. It's not switching automatically, so I'm not sure why are they even numbered if I can't switch it like that. But yeah, I feel like it would be most comfortable for me to just go one by one with one camera and follow her as she goes. So I would prefer if I was able to maximize the window, but I guess there is no option for that because this is the max setting. I can only get it smaller, which isn't particularly helpful. Enable or disable tracking. Pin the window. What does tracking? Tracking her. Okay, that's potentially useful, but to be honest, I prefer looking around on my own. But I haven't, well, she hasn't finished looking through this office, so let's call her here. And there's another camera somewhere around here. There's like a schematic for something. Unfortunately, I don't have a zoom function at the moment. Well, are you going to look at it? It seems relevant.
Hey, what is this thing? Why on earth install a lamp like this? I knew John was eccentric, but not to this extent. Never a dull moment with Uncle John.
Yeah, whatever, but I would really prefer if you, like, took a look at the schematics. They seem important to me. Unfortunately, I can't look at them myself because I don't have a zoom function. At least not yet. Well, it seems she's not really interested in anything else here. So maybe there isn't anything useful around here in the end. Okay, that's another pretty pervy camera shot. Now, also, what's the practical purpose of putting a camera so close to the ground? Like, you don't have the best view out of here, although I guess it might be damaged or something. Maybe it's like laying on the floor or something from being broken. Okay, I guess she isn't interested in anything else in this office, which seems weird to me because there are at least a couple things, for example those schematics, but also the computer she could take a look at. Okay, there's the bulkhead.
What's going on? Something must be blocking it.
Well, let's see on the other side. Ah, there's someone else holding the door. But what can I really do? Like, it's not like I have any direct control over, you know.
Use the
this.
cameras. There must be one behind this door.
Yeah, but what do I do with it? Like, I guess when I change to, it looks like just like a regular person. I guess when I changed to night vision, the lighting changed, and he noticed.
Try the night vision upgrade on the camera behind the door. All right, you opened it. Thanks.
And he noticed that I was watching and got startled. Okay, so I've searched this part. Let's continue. Go here. Let's continue towards
This is the chemical
here.
ecology laboratory. Help navigate me, please. I used to know my way around, but I don't recognize very much anymore.
Okay, come on here and enter through this door. Okay, there's another computer here, which again seems kind of important.
Excuse me, but don't we have an objective here? To find the hydroxide oxygen? Do you really want me to go up on the deck?
Wait, does this
The
go...
bleakery is flooded. Nothing to do here.
Does this go up? I'm not sure. Okay, that's weird.
Come here, we'll be safe.
What are you doing about the cameras?
Cameras in a bleakery?
Everywhere, I tell you.
Tomorrow's the big day, Lea.
I'm scared, you know. All those others.
I'm not like them. I know it. I'm going there, but I'm coming back.
Promise?
Promise.
Isn't she going to comment on that? It seems she
To lead me somewhere, turn on a light or an object,
It seems
and I'll
to
move
me
towards it.
she felt it as well, because she like collapsed on herself a little bit. But it's weird. It's almost like I had the flashback, you know. There was
Rise and
something
shine.
happening with my eyes, like my eyes were clouded, or maybe it was the camera, but I don't think so. I think it was my actual eyes, you know, because I'm sitting at a computer. It was some kind of a flashback, which involved her. So maybe I did know her from before. Ah, so it's like a washing room. Well, she herself said there's nothing here, but it won't hurt to check. You know, I'm one of those people that always check everything in game. More posters. Some kind of code is going to be relevant. I don't think so, because it's just some kind of a package.
That's the boiler. Not much left of it. Should I take a look anyway?
Yes. Yes. Oh, this one is out of focus. Well, is there anything interesting here? Doesn't look like it, although again, I'm kind of annoyed that she shows so little...
So, no use waiting around then.
She shows so little inquisitiveness of her own, because if I were her, I would check, for example, those lockers, But I can't, there's no way for me to indicate them on the map. So I guess I've searched this. Let's go back into the corridor. I don't.
Excuse me, but don't we have an objective here? To find the hydroxide oxygen? Do you really want me to go up on the deck?
Nope. Let's go here. For now. There's another one of those computers here, so maybe she can do something with it, like give me a zoom option. Oh, another... Yeah, she collapsed, so why isn't she...
How much time, Lloyd?
30 minutes? Already?
Clearly, the human body doesn't tolerate oxygen very well. Sometimes I wonder if there's a purpose to the research.
Look, he's waking up.
He's opening his eyes, Professor Nichols, but he doesn't mean he's conscious. Don't let your emotions take the better.
I think she's got a crush on 112.
Shut up, Lloyd! How many inhalations?
11.4, Professor.
What they have here is an exceptional subject. The others didn't tolerate more than 7 or 8.
Indeed, his body appears receptive to hydroxide oxygen.
Don't jump to conclusions. Nichols, what about the vital signs?
Pulse 120, normal respiration, pupils responding well.
What about body temperature? Lloyd, did you take it?
38 degrees, 43. Never you mind. A light fever is often observed in receptors after inhalation.
So Lloyd, you're teaching me my own specialization.
Of course not, Professor. You're the boss of this
Why
lab.
don't you just tell me what's in this man's file?
28 years old, no fixed address, no medical history. A pretty thin profile.
The army conducting tests?
Yes, he has a sixth sense.
Let's stay scientific. So, this man seems interesting. Very interesting, in fact. The time has come to send him on a visit to see our friends.
So soon, Professor?
112 has been through more training than any other of the 112 receptors before. Therefore, yes, I repeat, it is time that he fulfills his mission. I will inform the service immediately.
Stay strong.
What happened? I fainted? No, I had a dream. I don't know. Maybe it's the hydroxide oxygen left in my bloodstream. Okay, up we go.
Well, that was...
Horrible. Who is that man? Professor Zeitfeld? That's his blouse, anyway.
I can't
I
see...
think he's holding something. Wait. Yes. It's a magnetic card. It opens the secure door towards the next lab. I need it. I'm entering a new objective in the computer. Retrieve the magnetic card.
Okay, but obviously whatever killed him is going to presumably kill her as well, so I have to cleanse this room first. But it was very obviously a flashback of some sorts. And it seems I'm a test subject at this ship.
Do you see that mist floating along the floor? That's hydroxide oxygen, but it's very concentrated. I can't inhale it in that form. I'd be dead in no time.
Yeah, and it seems I've been exposed to this substance as well, according to the flashback at least. And there's another bulkhead here. Well, also another computer, I think.
The hydroxide oxygen is stored in the Comparative Experimental Ethology Lab. This door is the only way. I have to go in.
Ah, but she needs the...
Nothing doing. I need the card. Let's go get it.
Okay, so I can't get in here yet, but I can get in here. So, let's go.
Whoa, that was close. What could have made a hole like this? Lights, please. Okay, the lights are dead. Do you see any other way?
Well, I guess I have to enable the night vision. I can only enable one computer at a time, I guess. But this way I can lead her through, through the room. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, she's here. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going, but I guess it's wise to check, the whole room, just in case there's something particularly useful or interesting.
Finally, we're here.
But where's here? Ah, it's
The
an
door is
alternate.
locked. It's too solid. I can't force it open. I need the code to open it. Do you have it? Move the camera to answer.
Well, not yet.
Of course you don't have the code. I hesitate giving it to you, but I think it's the only way. Too bad. I'll take the risk. First you have to access the system under my profile. The left banner contains fields for alias and password. In the first field, type my name, Lea Nichols. I'll spell it. L.Nichols. Now my password. Oh wait, I don't remember it. Wait, it's coming back to me. Eurythmia. Can you spell it? EURYTHMIA. A tab called Collaborators should have appeared. Click on it. Now click on my profile picture.
Wait, files. Oh, okay, there's a bunch of things. I want to mail. Damn it, there's like a bajillion of them already. I feel a little bit overwhelmed with that, but that's what the game is about, literally. You controlling this computer, so I guess I'll slowly look through the thingamajigs. I just hope she won't nag me to hurry up as I do that. Although it's also interesting to see if she notices that I'm reading her files. Okay, so what's the oldest one? Wait, date? The 70s? 67? What time is it? Like currently in game, I wonder. Like the computers look pretty old, so it might be the 70s. Like right now. But it doesn't look like they are sorted by date, because most of them are from the 70 from year 70, but there's one 67 out of the blue here. So I guess I guess I'll read from the bottom. That seems sensible. Although this is 07, so I guess those are the oldest. Well, apart from this, receptors bracket. I'll read this first and then go top to bottom. Some of them are blocked, presumably because I don't have the proper authorization or something. So let's read this one. Message from Lea Nichols. Hello Lloyd, I felt suspicious yesterday about the matter of the receptor racketeering. I await clarification from you about this before advising military authorities. Sincerely yours, Nichols. Your threats don't scare me. You have nothing on me and I will be happy to face the military tribunal if I am sent to it, but I doubt the staff captain will embrace your crazy theories. Cordially. I have proof. You are in a bad position and it's time to stop clowning around. Return the money you extorted and I might look the other way. Otherwise, for the last time I repeat, give up this inquiry that will never end and might even cause you some trouble. You would be best off devoting yourself to your scientific research, which you have not really progressed recently. Lloyd, you are one sinister character, you have been warned. Too bad for you. Okay, but what's the receptor? Like, there's some kind of an extortion racket going on, but what's the receptor? Like, I don't really know. But, okay, this is the oldest one, so now I'll go top to bottom. Network failure. April 28% to violent night storms. A power outage has affected the Eden's base computers. A network problem occurred and momentarily interrupted all correspondences. Now, also, there's something I have to note. It's kind of hilarious how the name of the base is Eden, and the password to the freaking security system in the first place is also Eden. It's like, you know, having the old admin slash admin setup. It's like they didn't change the factory settings after installing this whole security system. So that's kind of hilarious. Especially because it wasn't even a puzzle. She dictated the password to me, so it could have been as complicated as the developers wanted, because she would still give it to me at the beginning. So I'm not quite sure what's the story reason behind that. But let's continue with the files. Network restored at 600. Problem was restored. Correspondence is now possible in all sectors of the base. The power outage rendered all communications impossible between the lab workstations and the central recording system. Alas, many messages remain illegible as of April 28. The decision was taken to reinitialize the mail server, and all members requesting access to messages dated prior shall have to submit their request to the computer department. Thank you for your cooperation. So, is this why I can't access it? You know, some of those files, because I don't have, my request hasn't been processed. But obviously this seems important because they referred to me, or at least to the person whose memories I've been experiencing, which, you know, the most readily available explanation is that was me as the subject 112, which also ties in with the title of the game. So obviously this is important file, but I have a medical file which is also important, so let's read that. Oh, receptor. So I am a receptor, so wait, let me go back to this. Receptor racketeering. So they've been exploiting the test subjects themselves somehow, but do I even have money they could extort me out of? Like, I'm not quite sure how it works, but I guess I am a receptor, whatever that is. And this is from her. Can you send me Receptor's 112 medical record? Thank you. It was attached to my last message. Did you lose it? I am waiting for it. Would be helpful in saving me some time. Here is the file. It's a boring subject, if you ask me, a result of bad selection. By recruiting marginal subjects and sociopaths, we will ultimately compromise the mission. I believe that it deserves a different kind of human subject. Why not recruit astronauts, mentally and physically trained? Lloyd, your ignorance is confounding. You forget that the prerequisite for receptors, as the name indicates, is their tolerance to hydroxide oxygen, and the second are the extrasensory abilities. I doubt that NASA selects its own flight crews with these prerequisites. Yes, the results of selection are clear. 111 failures, many of which dead. When will you face reality? So I guess I'm receptor number 112 because the previous 111 have failed, which is not exactly a nice thought, but oh well. But also, I'm not sure what hydroxide oxygen does, but it seems she has to use it as well. So is she a receptor as well, on top of being, apparently one of the people in charge of the project as a scientist? I'm not quite sure yet, but I guess that will become relevant later. I read that already about the racket. Receptor preparation. Hello, Nichols. I'd like to discuss receptors training time with you. It's much too long and it's sapping the laboratory budget. Couldn't couldn't it be done quicker? Hello, Professor Zeitful. Alas, 3 weeks appear to be a minimum to prepare those young people to the idea that they are going to an unknown world from which they may never come back. With what do you keep them busy during all that time? We discussed the mission at length and its procedures, and there's also the inhalation sessions. They are very tiring, you know. The most robust of them take 2 days to recover. I am not questioning your work, but those financing your program are concerned. I fear that they will cut off funding if receptors continually return from their expeditions empty-handed. A bit more patience, Professor. With 112, things could easily change. So it seems they've been exploring a literal alien world? Like, that's basically what it says here. I wasn't expecting the game to drop such an information so early, but I guess there's literally, exploration of other worlds going on here. Okay, and this encounter with 112. Hello, Nichols. According to the service agenda, you've conducted 7 sessions with Receptor 112 this week. Surely he's an interesting case, but to that extent? Hello, Professor. The agenda is out of date. It wasn't 7, but indeed 9 encounters. I've already mentioned to you that I believe him to be the most promising candidate since the start of the program. I'll provide you with reports shortly, and I'll explain my arguments. And no, the report is a waste of time. You are a paid employee of the lab. Damn it. I didn't want to do that. You are a paid employee of the lab, which I supervise, whose mission is not limited to follow up with receptors. I expect you in my office at 1400 for a mutant rodent dissection mandate. Your punctuality is appreciated. Yeah, because actually another interesting thing, and potentially very important, is that apparently the prerequisite for being a receptor is having some kind of a psychic ability. So it might explain, and it was also mentioned in the flashback in the lab, it might explain why when I'm having the flashbacks she is collapsing, because maybe we are somehow linked, psionically. But I've read the mail, so let's check the files now. Shared files, admission pamphlet. Admission Services Director welcomes you to the Eden base. You are now a part of the first-class applied biology scientific facility. But Eden is also a high-security military complex, subject to the authority of the Army's elite corps. This pamphlet highlights the rules of the procedure, of which a full copy is available at the registration office room, this one. It is forbidden for base personnel to communicate with the outside, be it in any form during service hours. All exits are restricted and maintained at the discretion of the security chief. All research data is exclusive property of the military. It's expressly forbidden to make personal copies or divulge their contents outside the base. All infractions are punishable. Outside the tanker, researchers are urged to maintain careful discretion about the nature and purpose of the research. Okay, Eden Project. The Eden Project is the culmination of years of research in the field of applied biology. The starting point of this great scientific enterprise was a unique discovery, a yet undiscovered and unknown animal species inhabiting the Earth's subterranean galleries. Related to the arthropods in their structure, Theriades have a unique trait of secreting a chemical substance with remarkable properties, hydroxide oxygen, which was synthesized by Professor Alan Morin in 1964. Extensive research has since proven it's beneficial to the human organism. Suppression of the aging process, regulation of the vital function, regression of acute diseases, some of which categorized as incurable, Unfortunately, its high toxicity eliminates for now any pharmacological applications. The goal of the Eden project is to develop an attenuated form of hydroxide oxygen more easily assimilated by the human organism for mass production. Okay, interesting. So, not only is the hydroxide oxygen like basically alien secretions, but also, well, I guess if they found them on Earth, they might not be aliens. But I think they are, based on the fact that they mentioned exploring actual unknown other worlds. But what's interesting is that they found the first members of the species actually on Earth. So were they checking it out? You know, were they visiting it in the past? It's actually a quite common trope in fiction regarding aliens for them to like oversee humanity for hundreds or maybe even thousands of years. But there's still a bunch of things to read, but I feel like this episode has been long enough. So I'm going to save and actually end it here. I'm okay with how this game works so far. I've not been overly frustrated yet, and I am generally a patient person, so I think I'll see it through to the end, or at least a little bit longer, and see what it brings to the table. I'll start the next episode by finishing reading the files and then continue onwards with that. But for now, that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!